Are we good? I'm not exactly sure. Hey, everybody. Can everyone hear me? Because, okay, I see. I wasn't showing the audio down here at first. Hey, everybody. It's Professor Kaiju here. Haven't streamed in a hot minute because I'm really bad at this. Let me see. Alright, so we've got a few people in here. Anyway, sound video is okay. Okay, great. Anyway, hey everybody, how's your evening going? Yeah, I posted something like months ago about trying to do live streams, and I got people on Twitter and on YouTube to vote, and then I never did it because I'm really bad at this. Man, it's much easier for me just to do my own video stuff and edit, but I really want to get more content out here. I don't put enough stuff out, and as everyone on this who's come into contact with my YouTube channel probably knows, and my Twitter account, that I'm a huge Gridman fan, so Dynazenon coming out and everything, I thought, well, a friend of mine also, Matt, kind of maybe made a suggestion too about it, but decided, try to actually stream and put some extra content out there. And why not with Dynazenon? I really love this thing. The original with SSSS Gridman, I didn't realize that had come out, and I caught it way later and binge watched it, but with Dynazenon, I'm just going to be watching it every week it uploads. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be literally every week so far or not, or, if there's going to be some breaks or whatever, but every time an episode drops, I'm going to hopefully do a stream same day. I was just, dead tired yesterday. I took a nap. I had some caffeine yesterday, and I just could not shake that feeling. All right, let's see. Sound video, what's up? Hey, some names I don't recognize here. Ghost Tav, hello, hi, how's it going? James Sheldon, hey, nothing much, how are you doing? First time here, love Gridman. Can we talk spoilers for SSSS Gridman? Yeah, this is, I put up here, spoilers. I'm probably just going to be, anyone who's watching this, currently, or if you're watching, the VOD afterwards, this is all going to be spoiler talk, basically, for everything. I'm just going to talk, anything that I see that's, related to the first episode and everything. And I would love to show even clips here and there, but I know that I don't trust with YouTube, so I have some screenshots to kind of go over through the episode and everything. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go over my thoughts of the show and everything, and any kind of connections I see, I'll try to throw that out there too, between the original Gridman or the anime SSS. I don't know that I even saw too many connections between this one and the first anime so far. I definitely seen some references to the original show already. First episode, some of these characters and things that they're doing. All right. Please excuse my jankiness. This is the third or fourth time I've ever streamed. And I tried preparing myself what to talk about, but I'm still kind of bad at this shit. All right. Guama is a kaiju user like Akane. I don't know. I'm kind of debateful on that one. Actually, I think there is I have a connection with that statue that I know about. I watched the American version of Super Samurai Gridman when I was younger, so I remember some. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what happened with me too. I grew up off of Samurai Cyber Squad, and I'm trying to remember, like 2 years ago or something in the summer, I watched all of the original Gridman. So, and got super into that. I have been wanting to watch Samurai Cyber Squad again, but when I first sat down to like watch a little bit of it, that was some real 90s cheese in that show, and I was not prepared for it. Would it even look like I'd been preparing for this stream at all? God, I tried to, like, I'm over ambitious with shit. I was trying to get like all these elements and things ready for this dumb stream, and okay. Alright. Okay. Trying to find my Tokusatsu folder. Alright. Okay. So far good. So first fifth, so good to start. Yeah. So let's just get into it. So the first episode so far, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good start. It's definitely, there's a lot of questions that gets lingered, that linger in this. I mean, I guess that's what the first episode of the SSS Gridman also did. We just got introduced to a few characters. There's definitely a lot of mysteries there, especially with Guama? I think that's how you'd say it. Other subs stated that Guama is a kaiju tamer, which should be a more accurate translation. I saw that it said, kaiju tamer or monster tamer for like the English translation or something like that. I'm really curious about his character. I hate it when like I actually had this shit ready to go like 5 minutes ago. Okay, this is what... Oh! There's nothing in there. Okay, that's what I wanted. Thank you so very much. Why is there nothing in... oh my god. Why is there nothing in here? Did I put the pictures in the wrong folder? Oh, okay, they're still in this folder. Alright. I didn't lose them. Good job. This is a really good stream so far, Professor Bryce. Whatever your freaking name is. Hey. Alright. You can definitely tell that I stream a lot. Video capture, browser setting, blah, 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 blah. I want a window capture, thank you, and I want to... Okay. Yeah, alright. What up, Bryce? Hey, Zillapunk, how's it going? Bryce's name is Gauma. Okay, yeah, I'll need to hear it a couple more times, like in the show. I couldn't remember. I try my best pronouncing the names, but I don't. What do you mean can't? All right. Okay. How about I put this over here, and then you're gonna capture. Oh, okay. So you won't capture that because I really love streaming programs. Okay. How about instead I delete that. That was loud. And then I just capture my entire display. That's not what I wanted either. Okay, that's also really loud. Close that down. Display capture. Yes. Screen. I don't want that. Okay. All right. Here we go. That's what I wanted. All right, and then we can just scale. I'm so good at this guy. There we go. Okay, good lord. I'm really good at streaming. Didn't Akane make those clay statues in Alexis Turn to Monsters? Yes, they did, but there is actually a slightly different reason for that statue, probably from the episode. From something. Okay, what did I miss? You didn't really miss much. I'm really bad at setting up streams. Guess it would be a different group of villains now. Yeah, I'm very curious about what the possible villains or whatever group is in here. Anyway, let's pull out this garbage. All right. Oh, I guess I could show. Yeah, but okay. All right. I'm just gonna throw. Oh, okay. Yeah, I really should have like set this up beforehand. No, it's not what I wanted. Cancel. Okay. So yeah, so I guess we talked about it at the beginning. So the episode, has at the beginning we got like a mysterious hand reaching out at the beginning, which I think might be the villain in there. Why is this thing like having conniption fit every time I put something out? All right. Yeah, I got this like mysterious hand reaching out and dropping these like pearl like things out, and they go like spreading across the city and everything. And I think that might be what caused the kaiju actually. They keep like referencing like a spot like where one drops on the ground, and then later the kaiju appears. And I'm thinking that it might have something to do with this, because we don't see who or what this figure is. So I'm assuming this might be the mysterious villain, because it kind of did the same thing with Akane at the beginning of SSSS Gridman. You kind of see like the silhouette of someone chopping up and carving up the kaiju and everything. So I think they're kind of like setting up the same thing with this, because then we get like a focus on like this little pearl sitting there on the ground later. And I can't tell. I don't know if this is a spot around the spot where that kaiju appeared. I was like trying to like pinpoint that stuff, but I couldn't. I don't think like there wasn't a discernible anything like from this picture compared to where the kaiju popped up. So I'm just thinking like these kaiju might be appearing from stuff like that. Anyway, we got our cast of characters. So I'll be real with you guys. I don't remember many of the names. I'm probably gonna have to hear them like a few times. So yeah, we got Blue Yuta here, blue-haired Yuta, and then Strawberry Blonde Rika. Going on here. I meant to like write down or put something out with the names, but I usually have to watch a few episodes for me to get like the names like in order. Group make the kaiju now. The first episode left me with way more questions than I had for. Yeah, I gotta say I feel like this one has several more questions, because like I kind of feel like the first episode of I'll just say Gridman anime. The first episode of the first anime, it felt like there was a little bit more, I don't know, not as like I didn't question it as much, but maybe that's just because like I've seen the whole show now and I feel like I already know the answers to all this stuff, so I don't know. Those fell from the sky when Dynex took the monster up in the sky, right? I don't know. I don't remember if that's what I saw dropping at that point. I think it just had like, I remember when it was walking around, it was shooting out like sparkles, like these like little type of like energy things off of it. So it might have just been like stuff coming off from the kaiju, or it could have been just flare about, you know, like it blew up, you know, adding little effects and everything. Tepe was inspired by T-Rex fossil that was found in Japan, so Dynadragon is both T-Rex and a dragon. Yes, in the original show, Dynadragon was made by, Tepe. Yeah, so I meant to grab that screenshot of that, of that episode. Because that's the thing about the dragon statue later that you see. It's in relation to the first time Dynadragon appeared. I don't know if I could... Would I, like, Google it and actually come up? Like, I've got the... I don't remember what episode Dynadragon first appeared in. So, Dynadragon Grid... I probably should put that in. Like, what episode did it first pop up in? Is it going to tell me which episode it first popped up in? Sometimes Wikipedias can be very useful, and sometimes it can be horribly done and not tell me the information that I want to know. First appearance, episode 22. Okay. Yeah, I'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, that's... I think there's a different reason than the Kaiju transformation. Like what Akane did in the first season. I thought it's salt, like when Japanese throw salt at... okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's just a guess with, like, the little pearls. Like, I'm not sure if 100% if that's it. But there seems to be a correlation, and it kind of has that same vibe as Akane, mysterious figure causing havoc or whatever. I assume one of the two silhouettes we saw was Strawberry Blonde Rika. Yeah, I mean, the way that they cut the beginning, it looks like all of the events at the very beginning were happening in succession. So we saw blue-haired Yuta, Blue Yuta, doing something. We saw her, and she seemed to be, like, getting chewed out by some guy, like some guy that she ditched on or broke her promise with. Cause get to that, like her problem in the episode. So, and then that hand was happening. So I think that was something else happening. Akane was Rika's idea of a popular version, might be another version of some character and shit. That could be it. That could be. That's another question, is if this is going to have anything related to, like, the outside world. Because I feel like it feels kind of like this might all be just contained to the new digital world. Like at the end of the first season, it kind of seemed like Gridman just kind of like incidentally created an entire new world inside, the computer space. So it might all just be related to that. These people might just be all, they're all living. I think these are all people inside that world. At the end of it, just maybe like a different city, different area from where Yuta and Utsume and Rika were. So like, I'm not sure. These might all be their own people, or there might be some real world digital fuckery going on, like with Rika and Akane. Bluta, that might be a good name for right now. I should look up his name so I know. Or the two could be related. Yeah, it's all up in the air now, first episode and everything. Like, 20,000 different, you can have 20,000 different theories on this. So far, I don't know how I feel. Like, we don't really get to see too much of these characters, so, like, I'm kind of like, Blue Yuta seems to have I don't know, like, I like him a little bit more so far. He seems to have a little bit more personality than Yuta did, just a tiny bit. We'll see how that goes on. I'm really curious about her, the main girl right now, just like what her deal is and like what this problem of hers is, like, breaking promises, because she says, like, it's a disease or something, or people keep saying that, and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, do you, like, legit have something wrong with you? I mean, in a world with Kaiju and Gridman, that's possible. Maybe you have some type of chronic illness, I don't know, that does that. This could be another world made by somebody else. Very possibly. I kind of hope that that's a little bit more elaborated on. Like, I'm kind of hoping that we see, like, an appearance of someone in the show at some point. I mean, that would sound really stupid. I hope we see an appearance of, like, someone from the first season, the first anime, pop in at some point. You know, like, maybe the Avon Galleon Junior High, the assist group. You know, I hate that name. I hate that middle school junior high garbage. Maybe they'll pop in. Maybe Auntie will pop in. I really hope that, like, Gridman shows up at the end. Gridman or Auntie, I'd be pretty cool with if someone dropped in at some point. They didn't access code. It was interesting how Dynazenon manifested didn't match how Auntie or Gridman entered the battlefield. Yeah, they didn't do the access code. Considering what Yuta turned out to be in Gridman, it would be funny if Gridman Sigma appeared in the show to possess human. Oh, I didn't think about that. That would be funny. If Gridman Sigma popped in. Anyone watching this now or later, Gridman Sigma was supposed to be the, like, protagonist of the second season of the original Gridman, and it's supposed to be Gridman's brother. He's got, like, a blue aesthetic instead of, like, the red that Gridman has. So yeah, that might be. I don't know. This show could go a multitude of ways. I mean, that was what they kind of wanted to do. They wanted to have, like, Gridman Sigma, and the original Gridman both be able to, like, equip Dynadragon and equip the assist vehicles, so they could both be, like, suited up and fight together. So him showing up in this with Dynadragon in here, I don't know, that would be pretty cool. I'm not as fond of Gridman Sigma's design. I don't know. It's probably nostalgia. I just have a thing for Gridman. He's perfect, okay? And no one can tell me otherwise. All right. So, yeah, so we got them showing up. I'm really curious about these two. The girl and she's calling senpai, like, her senior or whatever. Mr. I don't have a job. I don't know what their deal is at all. And how they're going to play into it. I kind of thought that the girl was going to be related to the mech and everything, but she wasn't, so I'm kind of curious, like, she does, like, kind of a more supporting role or whatever. Yeah, I gotta say, like, I dig all the different designs for the characters. I think they all have very unique clothing and aesthetics, hair design, everything. Like, they all... that's what I like from, like, the first season too. I think they all had very good like, differences and everything, colors and whatnot. And return of my favorite food. Am I forgetting what it's called now? Oh my god, I completely forgot what it's called. The hot special dog. Oh god. I love how the monster was defeated. The monster, usually it's a beast form. Yeah. That was an interesting way they beat that. We've had a Redman revival in the form of a comic, Gridman reveal in the form of the two shows, and the obscure Mirror Man movie. Fireman. Yeah, I actually didn't realize Mirror Man had a movie. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting if they found more, like, did more stuff with the obscure Toku. Yuta was Shonen Boy. That was his person. Yeah, he was very blank slate. Didn't the guy say something about getting questioned by the cop? Yeah, they made some type of thing about their, like, it sounded like they were kind of doing a joke that, like, him being seen with the girl, people were thinking that he was, like, some type of creep. you know, like hanging out with this younger girl, and I'm just like, man, guys, like I wanted to get away from that shit from like the first season. Like, I think that's what they were kind of implying, that no one was believing that she said, like, that they were cousins or whatever. And that just, like, really makes me question their relationship. Like, are they actually related or not? Anyway, Special Dog makes an appearance. Then we got Gauma. Gauma? Gauma. Gauma? I'm gonna have to hear it like 35 times. My favorite character. Honestly, hands down so far. I really like his design. I like his personality. I've got a thing I've realized in my older age about like the weird stupid guys. Like that's like my favorite type of character. The himbo, if you will. Like Krunk from Emperor's New Groove, like the original prototype himbo. So Gauma seems kind of Gauma seems kind of like that in the show. He's got this wild aesthetic. He kind of gives me a little bit of vibe about Auntie, because he kind of seems like he lives on, like they found him under the bridge. I'm kind of wondering, does he live there? Is he kind of just like living off of like whatever he comes across? But like he's much more sociable than Auntie, so I also like that. And he's just got that crazy like yellow like wrapped shit on him and everything. But yeah, so later you see like the cars and everything floating up in the show, and I'm really thinking that was caused by like one of those little pearls that were dropped in the city. You know, I'm thinking like maybe this is a sign that like something's happening to it, and it's like taking some time for the kaiju to manifest through the pearl. Let me see what else I have. Yeah, and then we've got the whole thing with the two, you know, they have their whole he hears rumors about her, and then oh wait, no, he was running from Gauma, and then she decided to come up to him and like ask him to meet after school, and then she breaks her promise anyway, like everyone said she does. But it also seems like like she's got some type of trauma going on with her. Like I wonder if this has something that's related to it, because I can't tell. It looks like it's her mom and dad like looking over the body. So I'm wondering if this is like maybe like an older sister or something, because there's at this point it sounds like her mom and dad are arguing in the other room, and they say, I can't remember the name, but they're saying about the dad is talking to the mom about like clearing out so and so's room. So I'm thinking this might be her older sister, and there is some type of trauma involved with that. And then it seems like she's got, that's not what I wanted. It seems like she's got this is like what her sister, what the person was holding, these two like little anks. Like I don't know if it's like supposed to be like a little puzzle or what this is supposed to be exactly, but she's like just messing around with it ever since then. So I'm kind of curious, like, what's that gonna be? Is this like an actual item that's gonna do something in the show, or is this just like some type of symbolism thing, or just something from her deceased loved one? Let me see. It says something about getting questioned by the cops. Yeah, the way Gama summon Mirror Man Reflex, I haven't seen it, but it looks interesting. Now I'm just being over speculative. Or did Gama give you anti? Yeah, definitely gave me anti vibes. The way the buildings were floating reminded me of how the kaiju cleaned the city in SSSS Gridman. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious about that whole thing. Like, is the city gonna reset, or are we actually playing with like the normal rules where the kaiju attacks and then the stuff stays destroyed and people remember it? So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out in episode 2 if there's like police reports and news, you know, about like the kaiju and giant robot that appeared to stop it. Kind of reminded me of Bulkhead from TF Animated. Team Fortress? I'm not exactly sure what that is. I liked his scar. Is it an N or a Z for Dynazenon? Yeah, I wasn't sure. I've got like another picture. I wonder if it shows. Yeah, I can't tell. It might be a Z. Like, I don't remember if there's like a good picture that shows the side of his face or not. I wouldn't be surprised if it's supposed to be like a Z or an S, or maybe it could stand for both of them. By the way, it's funny too that they dropped like the 4 S's at the very beginning of this show, unlike with the first anime. Scarred souls shine like stars. That right there too kind of like feels like there's, you know, every single one of these characters might have something going on with them. Like Strawberry Blonde Rika, you know, she's someone past in her life, she's dealing with grief or something. And then we've got Bluta. I don't know exactly what his deal is. I can't remember. I feel like there was something in the first episode with him. And then the guy and the girl, redhead girl and bowl cut guy. So, and then Galma seems like he's probably been through a lot of shit. Yeah, he confronts her on the bridge. And he's just, I you know, like I said, like, I like Gauma. I hate it because, like, every time I have to stop myself to try to say it, like, every time I try to say it quickly, I screw it up. He's already taken a liking to... I really wish I could actually remember their names. Bluta. And... I like how he just confronts her about the whole thing. Like, you told him to meet here, and then you're standing him up. Like, what's wrong with you? And then we get to see the first appearance of... Now, he isn't like my boy, Googleus or anything. But I do like this first kaiju. I think he's got a really cool aesthetic. And from the trailers or teasers, they kind of look like there's like another kaiju, it might be the next one or whatever. It also has some like really bright like neon colors going on with it, and I'm kind of curious if that's like going to be a theme for the aesthetic. Like if they're all going to have these like bright, crazy kind of like designs or things to them. I like how like cybernetic he looks too. He's got this like weird, he's kind of like this turtle shell thing. And you know what? I don't like to... This is not usually my thing because I don't really like going into like so many different theories on things, you know, like especially when something hasn't unfolded completely. But I actually just kind of thought of something about this guy I'll get into in a second. And then yeah, we have Galma. Yeah, Galma. I think maybe I'll just say it like that. Galma try to do his like little kaiju tamer thing. I saw someone online take a picture of this and place it next to like some picture of like a female character from like a manga, and I don't know if it was supposed to be like a direct reference to that or they just saw some connection. So I don't know if like, I know from the original anime that they litter this thing with references from other shows and series, so this whole thing might just be like another reference to something else from another show that I have no idea about. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be his kaiju taming technique, and it did not work. But then he had to call the dragon statue that he was holding on to started coming out. And so this is the first thing I noticed from here. He reminded me of Bulkhead in the episode Autobot Boot Camp. Bluto clearly wants nothing to do with him, but he continues to follow after him, trying to help. Ah, okay. Yeah. The back of the robot where his spike are have a circuit pattern that reminded me of the spikes, the skies of SS Group. Yeah. Like, it's definitely got, like, the digital vibe going on. And I just like that. That's something about Gridman that I like as aesthetic goes. The whole, like, 90s looking, like like low-tech circuitry stuff, like, you know, a bunch of blue, green, red, pink tubes and pipes. It's like, it's the digital world, you know. Like, I don't know, I like that corny aesthetic. The back of the robot, he gave me G2 Transformers vibes in terms of color. Okay, yeah. Let me see if I can. Let me just turn that down. So I have to try to, like, scroll through here. So when he pulls this bad boy out, now, like, and this is no offense to anyone, like, I know, like, I didn't even think about this, so you might think, like, oh, it's like him making the kaiju, like Akane, like the statue, but oh man, okay, I'm gonna have to scrub through this. In episode 22 of Hyper Agent Gridman, the main characters go to an archaeologist. They get to a excavation. I think that's what I was trying to say. Good God, an excavation site where they're working on, like, I don't even remember what they dug, what they're trying to dig up or whatever. But okay. Oh, it was a fossil. Okay, they were trying to find a fossil. And is that how it happened? Or was it in, like, a previous episode? Gosh dang it. There's a dragon statue. Okay, oh, here it is. Okay, Ippei has it. Yeah, Ippei is trying to design, like, a dragon. Like, so all the different vehicles that they, oh no, you know, he just has a dinosaur thing. I know there's a gosh darn dragon statue in this stupid show, and it looks exactly like this thing. Okay, that's the whole thing. I was gonna try to find a screenshot of it, and now I don't know which which episode it was in. I think maybe it wasn't. Maybe this, he, like, looks at something later, but, like, he takes inspiration from Dynadragon for this dragon, and he takes inspiration from a T-Rex for it. Whatever, this statue, there's a relation there. It's a nod to the first, to the original show, which then makes me really wonder, like, why he has it. Because I know in one of the previews or whatever, the teasers, it looks like that he kind of came across Dynadragon. So I wonder if, like, this is, like, it just reverts to this, like, dragon statue thing while it's not being used. I meant to say back monster. The V hand is from Akane. She did that move as well. Yeah, I know that she did this. Like, that's supposed to be a reference to Alien Bolton from Ultraman. Like, he would do that, like, he would do with his, like, claws, and, like, that was, like, I think something that, like, kids and people would do to, like, imitate him, like, go like this. And that was supposed to be a reference back to Ultraman, because this is all owned by Subaraya. But I don't know if, like, that's a thing, or if it's just some random thing they made him do, you know. Maybe it's related to that. But yeah, so there was a dragon statue in the first anime, and the original Gridman. The original Gridman, there was a dragon statue, and I can't find it now. So that's a throwback. And then we got the mech popping out and then just consuming our main characters, and then consuming this poor sap. And it's kind of interesting too with that. Like, there's a couple things I kind of like, but there's a couple things I didn't like. Like, I was expecting not the robot to be like fully formed, because it definitely looks like there are multiple like there's multiple parts going on. So I thought this was going to be one of those, each one of them was going to be like in a separate part and they would come together, you know, like in most shows or whatever. But it just came out full, you know, robot. So, and then each one of them are like in their own like little space inside of it, kind of like this like pocket dimension sort of thing. Like each one of them has their own little cockpit or whatever, with a very high-tech gear here. And this is also a reference to the original Gridman 2, because this is like the, like almost verbatim what they had. It probably is verbatim what they had controlling the different vehicles. Each one of them. So in the original, it was I'm gonna have to try to remember their names. Naoto was one who combined with Gridman and went in, and then they fought the monsters. And Ippei and Yuka were outside, and they would do their things. And for the vehicles, they actually had little like joystick things to like actually control them, like they were like a video game or something like that. So it's funny that they're kind of like a throwback to that. Like each one of them uses that to like pilot or do something with Dynazenon. So we got that, and then we got like Dynazenon doing a thing and like telling Galma, like, I am Dynazenon, and he's just like, Dynazenon? That's a pretty cool name. Alright, I guess I'll just call you that. I got more of my turtley boy. I don't know, he's, again, definitely not Google's material. I don't think he doesn't have the same charm exactly as him, but I still like this as like some crazy digital. It seems like it's just a much more leaning into like the digital side of like Gridman. I remember there's some enemies that looked a little bit more like they were inside of a computer than others. So if I like the aesthetics one way or another, if they're leaning into this stuff, I'll like it. I just wish they would put out more figures of the kaiju, because we still haven't gotten like a figure for each of the 8 individual kaijus or 9 kaijus that we got in the first season. And I honestly, I would buy all of them if they just released, you know, all these. I'd get them all. And we haven't even gotten that, and we've already started this show, so my wallet's willing to take another hit from this show if they're going to put out more. Yeah, I thought that would be the full powered Gridman of the series. Yeah, exactly. Like, I thought that was going to be like the final form or whatever. The controllers don't have any names or letters, kanji written on them. Are they illiterate? I don't know what you mean. Like, because you mean the controllers because they don't have like anything to like designate what they do. I mean, like, it's probably just for looks. It's like, oh, here's a little thing with buttons, you know, to control it or whatever. Not going for like the serious realness of like which button actually does what. Exactly the same control joystick like in the live action show. Yeah, exactly. Like, I do love that. Another throwback. Let's see here. So then our boy pops out. And then, yeah, like, I like the design so far of this guy a lot. Gonna have to wait till the end of the season to like get my Kaiju design rankings. But what I was thinking with this guy was like when he gets like into his attack mode, because like, first off, I love this. One of the reasons why is I love Googleless from the first show. It's a smaller thing because like there's a bunch of different things I love about him, but one of the things is just the long neck. So he's got that on Googleless, but I really like this just like turning into like this whip sword sort of deal and attacking. But I was thinking with this, and it's going off on a really long out there thing. The design wise might actually kind of be based off of like I'm gonna get this wrong one way or another because I don't know 100%. I think it originally started as like a Chinese mythology, but it's definitely also been incorporated into like Japanese mythology or something along those lines. But and you'll see it in like if you pay attention, like tons of anime and movies. The Four Guardians thing. It was like the Four Guardians of like Kyoto. And it's like the turtle, the phoenix, the dragon, and the tiger. And specifically with the turtle, it's supposed to have like either like a snake tail, or it's like two snakes coming out of it or whatever. And so I just kind of thought about this while watching this, that this kind of gives off that vibe because it's got the turtle body and everything. And then it gets like the snake head at the end there. And I don't know, like maybe that's like a design like that was based off of that or whatever. But one way or another, I do like this guy. Yes, I was making fun of how the buttons don't have any functions written on. Yeah. Gave me ex-Ella-King vibes. Well, I know who Ella-King is. I don't know what his X form is, but I need to watch more Ultraman. I love the twist with the long neck instead of a spear, or later on a drill. Now it's a whip sword. Yeah. It's interesting. But yeah, there was. I almost forgot about the other thing with this guy. I don't think I got a screenshot or whatever, but like, you see the buildings right before the kaiju drops. You see this building just fall in the air, and you saw like the news report that there was like all this gravity distortion. And I kind of have this like curious, like they said, like, is this the kaiju's power? And I'm kind of thinking or wondering if each of these kaiju are going to have their own powers. That wasn't really something they did in the first season. Like, each one of them did their own thing. They had their own like attack style or whatever. But I don't feel like any of them had like, except for like maybe, I don't know how to say this. Like this guy can attack with his neck, and he had some type of gravity power. Google has shot fireballs. That's what he did. And he actually had the power of like, copying abilities. So, that's like kind of a thing. But I'm just wondering if they'll actually keep a theme of each kaiju actually having like their own individual power that they can exert, and then like a weapon on them to attack with. I think that would be interesting instead of just these random gimmicks. Cause like in episode 2, I can't remember how to say his name, but this goofy guy, he was able to like reflect the grid beam, absorb it, and shoot it back. So, like that was kind of a power of his, but like I kind of hope they do something like that with like this guy has gravity. Maybe this guy can control like electricity and do stuff to the city. Maybe another one has like weather control, like something like that. I think that would be kind of interesting. One of them has like teleportation or something. The Guardian Turtle name is Genbu. Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember. I love that dynamic of the four Guardians, but I can never remember their names. X-King's where he goes full on eel. I think I've seen an image of something like that before. I've probably seen it somewhere. Nice switch on how Bluta has a group of friends, and Blonde Rika only has one, and her one friend has glasses. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, Bluta is actually way more sociable, it seems, than Blonde Rika. I think she had glasses. Yeah, she did have glasses. Kaiju now has powers like X-Men. Yeah, I mean, like, it would be interesting, like, if they did that instead of just having, like, a random little gimmick or something, if they actually kept that as, like, a theme through the show. It could be interesting, like, not knowing what the Kaiju's powers are or being able to use in different ways. I don't know if they're actually going to go with that because, like, because they did the same thing, like, in the first episode of the first anime where they were like, we got to figure out the Kaiju's weakness, and then, you know, Utsume is like, oh, the neck is falling apart. That's his weakness. His weakness is his neck. But then in the second episode, they're like, you know, what's his weakness? Utsume is like, I don't know. I don't think he has a weakness. And they kind of just, like, drop it. So, you know, I don't know. Again, first episode, it's really hard to, like, speculate on, like, everything. But the transformation sequence, like, when they go, first off, I kind of feel like it's silly that they bring in this awesome looking mech and they're fighting this kaiju, and then it's like, we can't win. Gotta transform on our first episode. I'm like, okay, that's, kind of feels like you're kind of like blowing your load or really early on this one. But I really like the fact that there's like a tiny, like, dragon guy, Dynazenon guy inside the mech. That's just kind of funny. Like, there's a little suit guy in there. You know, and then they do their combo and then come up as Dynarex. And what a weird, the original Dynazenon was created by Ippei, the kid, like, the one who, like, did stuff with, like, the graphics and stuff on the computer. And he based the dragon off of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And that's why Dynazenon just has his, like, you know, I should have brought that over here. You know, that's why Dynazenon has his, like, derpy little, like, arm things. You know, he's just like, very, like, old school T-Rex looking, scientifically inaccurate kind of look to him. And they call him Dynazenon. But then he transforms into something that actually looks like a dragon, and they call it Dynarex. I think it's fucking hilarious. And it's funny too that after this episode dropped, because, like, I looked into when they showed, like, the toy had come out, and I was just like, I don't know if I really want to, like, pre-order this because I don't know how I feel about this stuff. Like, I kind of like the look of the mech, but I haven't seen this stuff in action. And then, as soon as this episode drops, like, the day, like, yesterday, you know, it, like, I think later in the day, the stuff had been updated, and then they were showing that now you can see that you can actually transform the mech into Dynarex and mode. And I'm like, oh, does this thing have more modes on it? And are they gonna, like, every time it shows one, they're gonna, like, show it off? Because I'm really already sold on this. Like, if it can just transform between, like, the dragon and the robot, I already really want this. I just hope it actually has posability to it, like they keep saying it does, you know. But yeah, I really love this. It looks like a real tough ass dragon with actual wings on it. And yeah, so we get Dynarex. We get him turning the fight around and almost, like, biting the head off of our kaiju. Flying up into the air with him, and then just obliterating him. Blazing Inferno Rex Roar. With one of the, you know, over-the-top attack anime names. And then the day is saved. Yeah, like, I like Dynazeon's original design, but I think I might actually like this design just a little bit more in the anime. He's too bulky from the original show. It's just a little too bulky, and I think he looks really cool in Dynazenon. Unrelated to the story, but pretty boss move by Bluta when he put his mom's boyfriend's money in the dojo. Yeah, that's interesting. Like with him, like he's obviously got some problems there. You know, wonder if something happened with his dad. Did his dad die? Did his dad leave? You know, I wonder if it's one of those things of like mom's had a bunch of boyfriends and he doesn't like any of them. Blah blah blah. Trust issues. But yeah, he just took that donation, like whatever money he gave him, and just threw it in that little tip jar. Transformation with the song was the best part of the episode. Yes. Yeah, that's another thing. Listening to this episode and hearing like the music, I already know I'm going to be binging the entire OST, like I did with the SSS Gridman. It's already got that same style. I'm actually really wondering if they got Shiro Sagisu to do more music for it, but it definitely has that same like techno, like, you know, that kind of vibe to it. The wings of Dion Rex look like the wings of Destiny Gundam. I don't know Destiny Gundam, and I will look it up to see. Destiny Gundam. Gundam is a show that I really wanted to watch more of, and now I'm afraid. I don't know where to go get into it. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Let me go back a few. So, yeah, I see. Yeah, it's got a little bit of vibe to that. Got these like crazy like energy spewing wings or whatever. Yeah, it's really cool looking, that's for sure. Wingspan on it. Let's see if it got like the anime picture of it. Yeah. That's definitely, yeah. I don't know if it's inspired by it. I mean, like, I've seen things like this where, like, the wingspan is formed out of energy, so, like, it may not be a one-for-one, like, you know, homage to it, but, like, yeah, it definitely has that vibe or look to it. That's really cool. Let's see. So, got that. Oh, Bianca Wallace. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for dropping by. By the way, I'm not sure how much longer this stream is going to go. Like, I was just trying to cap off with just talking about this. I didn't want to go on for, like, way too long. But, hey, thanks for stopping by. The wings also remind me of the Guy King, the Great Wings. Yeah, I don't know any of the Gao, Guy, Gar, Brave, any of those mecha series. I thought, like, I had a little bit of mecha experience, but now I realize, like, I'm in the kiddie pool with mecha experience. I was just like, I've watched a few Gundam shows. I've seen Gurren Lagann. I've seen the Evangelion. And it's like, I really don't know much about mecha. I've seen The Big O. Yeah, and then Dynarex wins, and then I did the thing again. And then Strawberry Blonde Rika is just like, something is wrong with me. And I'm like, yeah, there is something wrong with you. Because, like, the last look on her face was just, like, complete, like, huh, yeah, that happened. And I'm like, you just helped. I don't know what they really did inside the mech, but you just watched, like, a mech dragon fight a giant turtle kaiju, and your thing is just like, yeah, and you just have this facial expression of just like, yeah, something is wrong with you. Best to start Gundam is Gundam Double. So I have seen some Gundam series, but like, I'm just saying, like, I've wanted to delve deeper. I've seen Gundam Wing, I've seen Double O, I've seen both seasons of Double O. Double O season 2 sucks ass. It ruined Double O to me. I've seen G Gundam, and I think that's all. Oh, 8th MS Team. I think the short series that appeared way before. I saw that. But yeah, I really haven't seen many other Gundam shows, and it's always because like I just don't know which ones like I would want to watch. Start with Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. Don't do that. Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. I watched Gundam the Endless Waltz even after I saw Gundam Wing, and I was still kind of confused on a couple things with that. Ed, doing good. How's everyone doing? Also, oof. Doing pretty good. Doing all right. Got really nervous before doing the stream, and didn't really need to do that. It's pronounced Evangelion. It's funnier that way. Lion. Oh, okay. Yeah. Evan G. Lion. Since it's what got me into mecha anime, I would really recommend Transformers Victory. I watched some... I grew up off of Beast Wars, and I saw Transformers Armada, and then I saw Beast... whatever the spin-off from Beast Wars was. I haven't seen too many Transformers shows. Yeah, there's like a million things I need to watch. But yeah, so... In conclusion, the first episode of Dynazenon is really good. It's really fun, and it leaves me with a ton of questions. So I'm really curious where it's going to go from here. I hope that... I'm assuming, like, you know, one of the things I probably should have done was do a little bit more research. But I wasn't 100%... I was thinking that Dynazenon is probably a 12-episode show, like Gridman was, but I'm not like 100% sure if that's what it's going to be. But if it is a short show like the original, I'm hoping that, you know, things go about the same pace as that one. You know, they don't like drag out things too long, because like in the second episode of Gridman, the anime, we already found out who the villain was and everything like that. So I'm kind of curious, are we going to see a villain? I'm thinking the 4 people on the poster might be the villains of this anime, because I wasn't sure. Like, I thought that they might have been like the assist guys, like the assist weapons in the first anime, but it kind of... I'm kind of getting the vibe now that they might be... might actually be the villains or whatever. They have, like... I mean, like, just from this picture with, like, the whole... Yeah, I just realized, too, I opened Google search and I didn't double check all these pictures on a live stream. That was a really bad idea. Thankfully, nothing bad happened that would, like, get me completely wiped off of YouTube. But, like, these, they have this mysterious feel to them. And the way that they're, like, bathed in, like, the sun, like, that silhouette, the shadowing on them. They feel like they might be the villains, and I don't know. Like, this chick here, she might be the one, she might be the one with the hands that dropped those little pearls at the beginning of the episode. I don't know. Hoping to find out more about them. I definitely got some questions about this show. Oh no, I'm jumping to my Twitter. Never mind, you didn't see anything. I don't know what that was. Anyway. I'm sure I'll grow to like the characters just like as a Gridman. The assist weapons were not that necessary. Maybe Caliber had an interesting arc with Anti. Yeah, no, they weren't like 100% necessary, but they added like a little bit of extra like explaining a couple things here and there to the main characters. So I don't know. I'm really just more curious than anything, like what how everything's gonna play out. Like, I just, yeah, like, again, like, it's first episode, so I like what I've seen from the characters, and I really don't have much else to say about that. Galma is best boy. That's all there is to it. That's what you should take away. I already like him. And yeah, I just hope that they have a little bit more character than Rika and Yuta did from the first season or show. Really interested to see what his whole deal is with the whole Kaiju tamer thing that he talked about. Like that's what, like, really I'm curious about him. Like, who is he? You know, like, he says he's a kaiju tamer. Has he actually been able to, like, do stuff with kaiju? Is he, like, a normal person who's existed in this world? Or is he something like the assist weapons from SSSS Gridman? You know, there's, like, a bunch of different questions with him. Or is he, like, a crazy person? Maybe he's like Akane, you know, maybe in that aspect of, like, maybe he is a person from the real world, has, like, fallen into our world or something. I don't know. Obviously his power didn't work on this kaiju, but he seemed very surprised by it, so, like, I'm taking him at his word that he actually has some type of weird ability. So if that's the case, then there's very curious, like, if he can't control this kaiju, what makes these guys, this kaiju and probably the rest of them show up different? Because honestly, too, like, the way that this kaiju looked, it definitely looked a little bit more different than most of the stuff that we saw in the first season of the first anime. So I'm wondering if there's something, like, another component to them that makes it so that he can't control them. Like Aunt Celius, the kaiju that shows up at the very, very, very end of the first season, who is, like, the mother, father thing to the little kaiju girl. Like, that's a kaiju that's, like, existed in this digital space. You know, like, it's something that existed, like, in the original Gridman, like, as its own creature, like, that just, you know, I don't know, like, was born or, like, just popped into existence. So, like, I don't know if, like, maybe his thing is, like, oh, I can control these, like, natural born kaiju, quote unquote, but, like, these things are more artificial. You know, like, this is the thing, like, I don't like about doing too many speculation things, because, like, I can think of, like, if I start, like, diving, I can think of, like, 30 different things, but, like, I don't know, and I don't like going down a road thinking, like, oh, this is what it is, and then get disappointed, or when something doesn't happen the way you think it is. But these are things that I think might be happening with it. But yeah, I like the first kaiju. I like the mech. I like the transformation. I like the character designs for the most part. Galma is the best so far. I hope the other guys, everyone else, gets fleshed out more. Has a little bit more personality. I hope Bluta is more personable than Yuta was. And hopefully in my next stream, I'll actually remember everyone's names. You're doing great, really fun stream. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Blonde Rika is interesting as a bag of rock. She's interesting the thing that's interesting about her to me right now is wondering what her deal is. You know, like, what's causing her problem? What is her thing with, like, breaking promises? Because she said it's like a disease, or I don't remember if she said it directly or if it was just other people saying that, but there's something with her, and I kind of want to know, you know, maybe it's interesting, maybe it's not, you know. Check out Victory, man, you won't be disappointed. Okay. I'll put it on my list, because I definitely have wanted to delve back into Gundam at some point, but I have no idea where to go. I've seen there's just so much stuff to watch. I've been trying to get myself through a bunch of tokusatsu stuff just in general, but I might drop something like some Gundam in there. I love Star Saber. I got the MP of him. Star Saber is best boy. I don't know who that is, but I'm happy for you. Between this and Singular Point, I'm on the Kaiju hype train. Yeah, I haven't seen either episode of Singular Point. I just wanted to be sure, like, the subtitles, because I know, like, they've been throwing around subtitles of because I don't think it's come out here, right? Like, it hasn't come out for North America or for the US yet, I don't think. And I know that there's been, like, some subtitle tracks going around, like one that's not that great, and I think there's at least another one that's good. That's all. Like, I just want to be sure that I'm actually watching it and knowing what's going on, because I do want to start watching that. I really wanted to pick up that model kit they released with him for Victory Leo, but then I saw the, oh Jesus, $500. Listen, I just had that problem with the Gridman figure that they came out with it was the old Gridman and then Thunder Gridman when he combines with the vehicles, and it was over, I think it was $400 plus. So I felt, my soul crying when I saw that. I understand your pain. This is a great year, not just for Kaiju anime. This is just a great year for like Kaiju and Toku stuff in general. Like with all that stuff, and then the Kamen Rider stuff that they just announced today. Like, it is actually really cool to be into this stuff right now. For people who have been into it for a long time and people who have become fans or are becoming new fans of it. Want to know how odd find giant robot Mikazuki. Bianca, I don't know what you're saying. No one tells him Victory is Transformers. If he thinks it's Gundam, he might actually... Oh. Well, I am a fool. Victory... Sorry, I'm tired. So yeah, I think I'm going to kind of end the stream there. Unless anyone... Like, I didn't really have like an exact plan of this. I was just kind of going over just the episode in general and what I liked about it. But yeah, I dig it. I think probably I kind of wanted to know a little bit more, but I gotta keep remembering, like, it's just starting. Like, I want to see more of it already. Like, that's the one thing that's driving me crazy is that when I watched the first season, I watched it way after it already come out, so I didn't have to like wait for each episode to come out. So like right now I'm already like I just want to know more, but gotta wait. Gonna be one of those people, and honestly I think sometimes it's better to watch it episode by episode. I've seen a lot of people say stuff about like when you binge a series, sometimes it doesn't like, it's actually nice to actually let something sit inside your head for a little bit. So I'm going to try, I'm going to take it one step at a time, watch it enjoy it, consume it, think on it. Yeah. Best girl blonde Rika's sister calling it now. Singular Point is good so far, and the fan sub is also good. Yeah, I should check it out. I just subscribed. I'll be ready for next. Oh, thank you, Gostov. I really appreciate that. I'm really upset because if you did just subscribe, I actually have a thing that's supposed to go off for new subscribers, but that didn't work. So fuck me. Great stream, lots of fun, love content. Keep it. Thank you, Nate Fire. I really appreciate that. Bianca Walsh, autocorrect dumb on my phone. Giant robot Miyazaki is an old giant robot kaiju. Oh, okay. Oh, is that the one with the watermelon kaiju? I think that's one of those things up on my list of like I want to watch it because it looks really fucking crazy. Because after I saw that like design and like a clip of it, I was just like, what the fuck am I watching? This is really cool. I never thought like a watermelon could actually scare me, and it did. Bryce, watch Pacific Rim, the Black anime, will you? Actually, I already did watch the entire anime of Pacific Rim Black, and I really liked it. And I'm trying to put out a video as soon as possible. Yes, okay, it is the Watermelon Kaiju show. Yeah, I need to watch that. I have watched it. I really like it, and season 2's been announced, and I'm super happy about it because, hot take, I hated Pacific Rim Uprising. And I know some people like it, and I don't want to just like completely, dogpile on it. It was not for me. And Pacific Rim Black was definitely for me. I really enjoyed it. I like the characters, like the story, and they did a lot of cool, interesting things with it. And it looks like they're going in some interesting directions at the end of the season. So I'm really, I happily await the next season. I love SSSS Gridman. I was one of the only Studio animes they didn't Rune up at the... yeah, Studio Trigger... I gotta say, the only one that I felt like... I feel like Kill la Kill was pretty good at the end. Like, yeah, but I also understand, like, they do kind of drop the ball a couple times, stuff with their, like, endings. They definitely have some really good themes and stuff. I think with this, since it was a property that was already, that existed too, like, some of those shows were just, like, stuff that they came up with on their own. I think maybe because they're working on something else that, already existed, that might help. Oh, believe me, in the series, there's much more to be afraid of. Oh, that makes me scared. Watermelon kaiju? Yeah, it's a watermelon kaiju, and I know what you think. You think, oh, that sounds ridiculous. No, this, like, the design on it is amazing. Like, that's all I'm just gonna say. It's really good. You should definitely look that up. I hated Uprising. Where have I heard that before? I don't know if you're just referring to my last video that I put out where I said that too, or just in general people dogging on it. But yeah, I know. It's I don't know, man. Like, I had my expectations way low for Uprising before seeing it. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be like the original Pacific Rim. And then I still came out of it and I just wasn't a fan of it. I want to rewatch it and give it a second chance. Someone that I follow on Twitter, a friend, he rewatched it the past, like, couple weeks ago or whatever, and he liked it. Apparently his first viewing, he hated it, and he was just like, no, actually, this was pretty fun. And I'm like, that I've been recently rewatching some older movies, some other older kaiju movies that I'd only seen one time, and now that I've seen them again, kind of like a few of them more than I did originally. So, Darling on the Franks says, oh, Darling on the Franks. I forgot about that. I never watched Darling on the Franks. Like, it looked slightly interesting to me when I first saw it coming out, and then I heard about how it all went to shit at the end, and I'm like, I dodged a bullet with that one. I might stream it one day. Oh, okay. I think I think I know a place where I can find Watermelon Kaiju, just saying. But for anyone else, yeah, definitely that would be cool. In general, I hated it as well. Good God, that melon is horrifying. Oh, you're looking it up. Yeah, it is really horrifying. Well, watching it just for the kaiju fights, I understand. That's probably I'll say that when I watched it, though, the fights didn't really get me as much either. You know what? I don't want to turn this into like a dogging on Pacific Rim Uprising. Anyway, guys, thanks for everyone for tuning in. I'm not like, this is not my normal thing, but I'm going to be trying to stream every time from now on, when Dynazenon comes out. So, thanks for joining me. Hopefully I'll be back next Friday. I'm assuming that's when the next episode comes out. Like, I've been looking up at the air dates, but I haven't seen anything. So whenever Dynazenon drops, I should be streaming that evening. Evening, night, whatever. Eastern time. So anyway, everybody, thank you for coming. Thanks for interacting. I appreciate it. Bianca, I must go now. My mission to spend mod finds a success. Keep going. These fun streams. Can't wait to see more of these. Thank you, Bianca. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you next time. Darling Franks was like Star Driver, not as good at the end. Sad part was it had an extremely good beginning. Okay. Congrats, Japan. You managed to make a melody. Yeah. Look up Watermelon Kaiju. Anyone watching this, it's probably the only Watermelon Kaiju out there. Take care. You take care too. Final words for Dynazenon review. Pacific Rim Uprising still sucks. Yeah.